Welcome to another exciting edition of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Today we've got we're going to call it an unboxing video, although we've already unboxed it because people just love to watch me with sharp tools.
I know I do.
Yeah, that's right. Really, it's good content when I end up slicing my fingers off. But, so what are we doing today? Basically, you're in charge of this episode.
Right,
you're in the driver's seat.
So we spoke about the Ohio Haul that was last June or something like that, and there was 100,000 magazines, and I was sifting through them all and trying to pull stuff aside to list, what not to list, what to save, what not, and found a ton of Marilyn Monroe stuff, and I made that jump into, I'm going to start getting some stuff graded. So I think in November we sent a bunch of stuff out to CGC, and we just got some of it back. I think we saw, did you post that other video?
It'll be up, yeah. By the time
so we had some monster magazines graded, some Marilyn Monroe stuff, and
if anybody's new to the channel, do go through our haul video section. It's, I forget what the title of it is, but it shows a Penske truck in it, and it was what was the deal? 80,000 magazines or something like that.
It's closer to between 80 and 100,000 magazines. There was 1,200 boxes. They filled up the largest Penske size trucks. Yeah, 3
Penske. So it's a great video to watch for a lot of different reasons. One of the biggest reasons is the logistics. If you have an opportunity to get a large deal, part of the thing that made this a lot of fun was that it was over 4 hours away. So you've got to get a crew together to drive 4 hours. I mean, it's one thing doing a deal of this size if it's across the street. It's another deal when it's 4 hours away. You've got to get people to help carry. It's not like you can just swing by and move stuff whenever you want. So there's a lot involved, and it's actually a fun video, and you'll learn a lot of tips when you watch through it, and you'll see some neat stuff in there as well, including some really neat stuff. What do we got here?
All right, this is a People and Pictures Marilyn Monroe cover titled I. This is a 5.5. There was some wear at the top up there. I think some maybe tape residue or tape was removed, so it's going.
Is that a little dirt on the right-hand side too? A little offsetting down the right?
Yes. Yeah, like staining or whatever you call it down there. Yep.
Now, who was the publisher on that?
Here we go. Atlas.
How are they knowing?
I know you're going to do this.
They became Marvel Comics.
Marvel, that's right. I'm like 1 second behind. There must be a delay here going on.
We got the delay in case you curse. So
exactly. It's always a nice trivia contest here. Next up, we got Picture Scope. This is a little better grade, 8.0. And these range from probably, I'm going to say, $200 on up, depending on the grade. These particular ones. Ungraded, they could be $50 to $100 probably.
And what did the grading run you generally?
I had some of the magazines cleaned with the shipping and the grading, close to $50.
$50. Yeah. So basically, worst case on that 5.5, you're going to break even.
Right.
And if you get a higher grade, then you're going to make money on it potentially.
Sure, absolutely. So that's pretty cool. That came back in 8.0. If you can see that.
Yep, there you go. That's good.
Right. We're going to move up the chain here. We got an 8.5 Picture Digest. This is I would say, a little more common issue of hers, but still, it's probably in that grade, it's probably $300.
See, that's funny. You say it's a common issue. I've never seen that issue out there.
I have like 3 or 4 of them. That's why I say that. But maybe it's rare.
Well, one of the problems for anybody out there who picks up their inventory the way that I pick it up, which is at flea markets generally and estate sales, Marilyn Monroe is perceived, and correctly so, but perceived as valuable. So you'll see a box of Picture Digest, and they'll want $1 to $2 each at the sale, except they pulled the Maryland one.
Right.
And the Maryland one, they want $25 on type deal.
Exactly, yeah.
And a lot of Marilyn Monroe magazines, she did have a lot of magazines out there. And that may be a $50 to $100 magazine by itself ungraded. But am I going to take the chance that it's a $50 to $100 magazine when it might be a $30 magazine to pay $25 for it?
Right, exactly.
So usually I don't end up buying the Maryland things. I'll go buy the other box they want $2 each for and go, hey, you got 50 of these junky ones that aren't Maryland for $2 each. Well, $75 for the whole box, sure. And I'll buy the whole box for $75 and leave the 3 $25 Maryland sitting there.
Right.
Because you get a lot better bang for your buck potentially. on the the
Right.
common ones that nobody wants, according to the dealer.
Exactly.
So what else we got in there?
All right, those are the digest. These are the regular magazine size ones. This is a pretty cool cover here in a bathing suit, 8.0.
I knew her one.
Modern Man.
I knew her one.
Very cool. Of course you did.
I can read. That's what it says on the cover.
Another Modern Man. This is an 8.0 as well. A nice close up of her without the glare, of course.
The glare's extra.
Yes.
So that's an 8.0. So what grade does that come out to?
This would be.
Does it say on there?
It does not.
Right underneath there.
Is it? White pages. It says.
Oh, white pages. Okay.
Probably excellent and excellent. I would say.
Excellent,
Would be,
okay.
Yeah. Or if they do it like fine, in that range there. Yep. So, but this is probably like a $500 piece in that grade there.
Now what do
Because you're talking 1955, and the thing's 65 years old right now.
8.0, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if you think about it, on a magazine, that's a fair amount of work that they're doing on that magazine to go through it as far as grading it.
Sure. Because they're checking all the pages too for tears and yellowing and staining and so forth.
I'm wondering if you had, and you probably don't know this, maybe you do, but I had that magazine in great shape, but the top corner of page 20 was folded over. Now, obviously, when you have it pressed, that takes care of it, but you still can probably still see that it was folded over.
Exactly,
Would that take down on the grade?
I'm going to say no. That's not enough to do it, I don't think. Yeah, I can't see why that would. Because if you look at some of these, there's going to be a little imperfections, and the cover is more important, than inside, I would say, So, another Modern Man. This is a very high grade, 9.4. Very cool there.
Oh, and that's another thing.
And that's a near mint one.
You know who else, not to give you any listing tips, but Ernest Hemingway is also on it.
Yeah.
So that's a double.
Yeah, and it even says it up top in there, too.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
oh, very nice. Very 9.4. That's amazing.
This is James Mansfield, maybe Van Doren.
Oh, so they actually went through and did the work for you and told you when there was good.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll just send all the things over just to cut down on my research time. Now, what is something like that worth?
I'm going to throw it up for $1,000. So it's the only. I think it's the only one on there right now. That one I was looking, but and that grade, of course.
That's a very high grade.
Yeah. So we're going to lower the grade now, but there's a much more rare issue, TV Guide. This came back in 8.5, but this is a rare version. Let us see. This is, I think, a foreign. It was something. Oh, the purple cover. That's what it was. This has the purple cover. There's two different covers. Purple's harder to get.
What's the other one?
I think it's red or yellow, something like that.
So purple's the harder one.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but that one's going to be $1,000 with the 8.5.
Now, at that time, and maybe it tells you up top, were they doing TV Guide in regions at that point?
It does say New England edition.
New England edition. Yeah. So here's my question to the completists. Do you need the New England edition, the New York edition, the Chicago edition?
And every colored cover version. Yes. And then it even says subscription label attached to the back cover, so you can see that there. So
that doesn't take much off the grade?
I don't think it may, maybe it would have been a 9 with no mailing label on there. I'm not sure. I know the newer stuff, they still get high grades with the mailing label on there.
Wow.
And then we got the big kahuna. I'm very happy about this return. So I had to send this out to get authenticated first. Here's the letter of authenticity to Beckett. It was signed by Hugh Hefner, the first Playboy with Marilyn on the cover. And then once I got that back, then I had to send it to CGC because they won't grade it unless it's authenticated, the signature.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
and they don't authenticate. Let me ask this question: who do they accept Who do they accept as saying that it's real?
Beckett, PSA, JSA. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the first Playboy ever with Marilyn on the cover, 5.0. But the two key things of value here: it's signed by Hugh Hefner down there. And it was certified. It's authentic, obviously. And this is also the page 3 edition, which is low production. There's only a handful even graded. So if there wasn't a page 3, it'd probably be worth $5,000 signed. Page 3 could put it up to $10,000. Wow. So very cool.
Very nice item over there. And what are you going to be doing with that?
Oh, that'll be going up on eBay Monday. I think all the Marilyns will be. Yeah. Well, my goal now is to keep getting more stuff graded. I sent 100 comics and magazines out. They should come back next month. I'm going to send 200 comics and magazines this month, and they'll come back in a couple months. So keep it going.
What are your thoughts about sending that off to Heritage? And that was something we talked about on Don's show about Heritage.
I asked them first about it before I even purchased it. There's a gentleman I know that works down there. I deal with him occasionally, and he didn't think the grade was high, and he wasn't interested in it really.
Okay.
He did say it was authentic, though. They usually check with experts they have there. He said the thing's real. It probably would only grade back a 3. It wouldn't be worth that much. And I told him when I was going to pay for it, he goes, "You're a little high. I would offer less," which I still pay the amount the guy wanted because I thought it was a deal. Not that it was in great condition, but you don't see them very often.
Right.
So, but once we had it cleaned and pressed, if it was a 3, maybe it was a 4. Now it's a 5 because of the work involved in making it nicer. So definitely paid off.
Wow, just amazing stuff over there, and you've basically got the grading train going, basically,
Yes.
where you sell this and you use the profits from
Yep.
this to grade more, where you use the profits to do more.
Exactly.
So you're basically just building the business up
Yeah.
as far as that over there goes.
Yes, I want to take it to the next level as far as the magazines go because we have a unlimited supply pretty much of magazines right now. So I'm digging through old stuff and pulling out better stuff to get graded.
Now let me ask you one other quick question over here. I'll put you on the spot because it's always the fun thing about the channel.
Always, yes.
And that's one thing that we said when we were on the Auction Professor too, is we are spontaneous. We do not obviously plan any of this because that dumb look you get where you go, huh? As I ask you something or other, you can't, you're not that good of an actor. What are you going to do to spotlight those in your store as far as the category goes? Are you going to have a Marilyn category? Are you going to have a graded magazine category? Or you haven't thought about it yet?
I was actually thinking of doing both.
Okay.
And I think we may even have the graded one right now because with the Monster magazines. So I think when I say Monster graded though, like say CGC Monster store. But yeah, we're definitely gonna do a Maryland category because from the Ohio Hall, there's probably 500 more Maryland magazines to go through. I'm not gonna grade them all. Some are newer, but there's some rare ones in there as well. So we'll definitely have enough to fill up that category.
Nice. And that's one thing. If eBay does watch us, is there any way you can increase the number of categories? I think it's capped at 300.
I'm capped at 300. You could do the subcategories also. We use them sometimes.
Can you, or do those count against the thing? I think those count. I
really?
believe they do. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe that they do. At least at one point they did.
Yeah.
Don't take me on that. Maybe I'm totally wrong. At one point they did though,
I'll have to
because
check now. Yeah, good question.
because I've got, I don't know, 150 categories, something like that. But there's still times when I look and I say, geez, I'm totally out of that collection, or it's got one item in it. I might as well just close that out because who's going to look in a category that's got one item in it?
True. Yeah.
So hopefully you enjoyed that. Do hit the like button. Hopefully you subscribe. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Do subscribe. Try to give you really good content. Comment down below if you could. We do answer all of our comments. And that was one thing that Don said, I believe it was on the show, was, props to us for answering all the comments.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't do that. But, we do this, well, we do it because we have fun, but we also do it because you're watching it, and hopefully we're giving you a little bit of advice along the way. And, do comment down below if you do have any questions. We do answer them, and if you do have any topics, do note it down below. We do take suggestions from people on what to do. So we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.